Well, now you can judge what a town's going to be like by the way they hire their police officers. And we're going to judge Kotzebue by Brian and Benjamin Glenn. Now, Brian and Benjamin Glenn, they beat me into this wheelchair here. No, Brian did. But Benjamin, he contacted me and threatened to sue me if I didn't take down the website with all the evidence on it. Yeah, this is a cop. Yeah. So, that tells you right there something. You know they don't do any background checks because everything's up there. I mean, just Google will find everything. So, first thing we're going to look here is file that says anytime somebody gets hurt, DPS pays for it. And it has to be given medical care. Now they didn't give me any medical care, and so first here's that document. Now I'm going to show you what Brian Glenn and Joseph Miller did to my spine. Next, I secretly recorded Michael's Zweifel. I think he was a lieutenant back then. He got promoted just a few weeks after statute of limitations run out on me. But I got a nice recording of Michael Zweifel here. And what he's trying to do, he gives 3 different explanations for only having just short clips and not the entire recording like the state requires. Has to be the complete start from beginning to end. There's a lot edited out of there, but I think one of the funniest excuses that he has, he says, well, those 3 little short excerpts that you have, that's all they're gonna prosecute you on. It's just those little short pieces. Well, what I want to know is, where's the part where Brian Glenn, when I tell Brian Glenn I'm done answering questions, and he says, oh no, he says, not till you confess to DUI. Yeah. I didn't get no right to not answer questions. Yeah, that's what Brian Glenn is like. So here's Michael Zweifel trying to cover up him. He's got 2 more excuses, and seems there's something else on this tape too. So here it is.
I'm old. Yes, I am supposed to speak with Mr. Zweifel.
Yes, he's expecting you, so I'm going to come around and get you guys in here so we can get you in just for a private room so you guys have some quiet, okay?
Okay, thank you. Oh, this is going to be nice.
Come on in. This room gets really stuffy and hot, so I have a little fan going back there. Got it? We have meetings in here, and all of us are like, oh, is it going now? Yeah, it does. I'm going to leave this door open just to kind of help, but I'll close this one for privacy. Wherever you're comfortable. He'll be right in for you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I just thought they'd have this place air conditioned.
Building's been here
Huh?
forever. This building's been here forever.
He's just wrapping up a phone call. My coworker said so as soon as he's done, he'll be in. Thank you.
I don't have to go to work.
I gotta give Flair a ride home, so she's gonna work today, but no rush. Beach sounds fun. They still have an old square TV even. Not a lot of budget increases
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be a nice home. Nice and roomy.
I think they gotta go through the secretary's office to get in here.
Huh?
It's kinda like partitioned, like a big circle.
Yeah.
He's probably moving just like this one on the other side. Big table. That would drive me nuts if they're all uneven though.
Well, I'm glad this ain't gonna go on much longer.
Hello. How are you?
All right.
Good.
Yes, I just had
So
a,
you're Robert Bodell, right?
Yes.
I think we've met. I'm Mike Zweifel. Nice to meet you.
hi.
And you?
I'm Eric Haddock, I'm just here giving them a ride.
Eric? Okay. Nice to meet you, Eric. So, what brings you in today? And I guess what can I do for you?
I just had a couple of questions and stuff here.
Okay. You want to show me something?
That's a recording.
Oh, okay. Can you turn it up?
Source tried to get the audio recordings of my arrest. He had tried to get.
And who's this a recording of?
This is just some questions.
Mike Mason, an investigative reporter from Alaska News Source, tried to get the audio recordings of my arrest. He had no problems getting them from the Alaska State Troopers. But he tried to get them from the public defender's office. They did not want to talk to him until he got the Attorney General's office involved. My first public defender was fired the day after I supplied his office with my complaint to the Alaska Bar about his refusal to get the unedited files of my arrest. He immediately released a couple hundred pages of withheld documents and the edited audio files of my arrest. I have a recording of my second public defender in her office stating that she refused to get the unedited audio files of my arrest to defend me with. I was refused another public defender. I was never given a charging document, resulting in my inability to get another lawyer, even though I had 3 people on the internet who were willing to cover all my legal fees. Do you think there is anything out of the ordinary here, or is this standard operating procedures during prosecutions?
Okay, so your question to me is regarding your defense attorney's actions. Is that what I'm understanding?
Well, it's that I was never given a recording. I was only giving edited recordings.
Okay.
The public,
From your public defender.
from anybody.
Okay.
I came here, your office refused them. They said they had been released. Mike Mason.
This is while your case was open, correct?
I don't know anything.
Okay.
My lawyer wouldn't talk to me.
Sure.
In fact, when I confronted her about why I was not given the audio files, she says, because your previous attorney had given them to you. But he had also given me a bunch of documents, which she gave to me.
Okay.
But that doesn't explain why she refused to give me the audio files.
Your defense attorney.
Right.
Okay.
I was never issued a charging document. I had several people on the internet who were willing to pay all my legal fees,
Okay.
but they needed a charging document.
So the court should have given you a charging document at your arraignment. Okay. Okay, and then Wildwood should supply that with you. But regardless, so,
So I was never able to defend myself.
okay.
I have the recording of my lawyer saying that she's not going to get the files and that she's only going to defend me with the files that they have. Audio recording.
Okay.
I think you've seen them on the website.
I don't go to it, but sure.
Well, you've got the links for it. You can see them. The only reason that they dropped the case is because I was not going to participate in the hearing without the original recordings. And when you came to arrest me, I was going to make you kill me, as opposed to being beaten to death in prison.
Sure.
So, is this what you're willing to go to get a conviction?
So that case has been dropped against you. So I guess
The only reason was because you were going to have to kill me.
No, that's not the reason it was dropped.
It's because it was never a case to begin with.
Okay, well, that's debatable.
Okay, but is this the normal process?
So the normal process for us is when we arrest somebody, our charging documents are delivered to the court and the district attorney, and they're provided to you by the court and or the district attorney and or your public defender or defense counsel. We release only evidence, be it audio, photos, whatever, to the district attorney. That's our only release mechanism, is to the district attorney. It's the district attorney's responsibility then to release those to the defense counsel, whether it's a public defender or a hired defense lawyer. And then I have no control over either a public defender and or defense counsel, what they give you.
Okay, now the state statutes require that all recordings and videos have to be in unedited condition. And if at any time those files are edited and introduced into a court case, is that not a crime?
I don't know if it's a crime, but it certainly does not. You have to have, you're entitled to, your defense attorney is entitled to all the evidence in its original version.
I'm entitled to a fair trial.
Correct.
And any attempt to deny me of that would be a crime. Is that correct?
Not necessarily I don't know if it's I can't answer you whether it's in statute that, I'm sure buried somewhere you have your due process, but it's nothing, those aren't the types of, I guess we don't do, those are all handled within the court system. I guess that's the best way to put that.
So,
because we don't deal with every violation of the law. I mean, there's some violations of the
well,
law that are...
the fact that I was going to go and be beaten to death in a cage by rapists and murderers because I wasn't getting a fair trial, is there anything legal about that?
That would all be handled through the court system. The court system handles that type of an issue.
And wouldn't that be something worth investigating?
And that's what I get at. There's hundreds of state statutes out there. Not all of them are we responsible to investigate.
So when you, during the course of an investigation, if you run across another crime, do you investigate that?
Yes.
Such as you stop to investigate the car, you saw that I wasn't doing anything, so they decided to try to make a case on the bottle, which is the same thing. So now during the course of this whole shenanigan, there is evidence of evidence tampering.
I I have not seen any evidence tampering.
Well, I have the audio files. Now, either I edited them, I'm making false statements, or the public defender's office edited them to try to get me to plead guilty, or the prosecutor's office edited them to get me to plead guilty by denying me a chance to defend myself. Now, we know through Mike Mason that the public defender's office did have the original
Okay,
because he got them from them.
okay.
Okay? So at some point, either the prosecutor's office, the public defender's office, or I edited those files. I would like to press charges against whoever edited those files.
Okay, so you'll have to provide me the edited files, because I only have our originals. I don't have any other version of any other files.
Would you like the files, or would you like a link to the files on the
I
website?
would actually prefer the files themselves.
Okay.
You know, whether you burn it onto a CD or you put it on a USB.
I can email them to you.
Okay, you can email them to me.
Okay.
I would rather get the files those files that you claim are edited.
Mm-hmm. It's no doubt about it. There are 3 separate files. The first part is missing, is where Glenn didn't turn on his camera, but he admits that I told him his name and he called me a liar without checking my information.
And you're talking about...
This is in the files that were given to me.
Trooper Glenn?
Right.
Okay.
All right. Then it goes on. It goes after he talks to him on the phone, determines that I was not driving. He then goes on and he picks a fact that I had a bottle. It was in my pocket and around like this because I didn't want to hide anything. It was sticking out of a third of it was sticking out of my pocket.
Sure.
The car door was wide open because until this happened, I used to trust cops. And after he talked to him, determined there was nothing going on, then he still tried to, well, you heard the original. I haven't, but I was there. Then you heard him continue to try to get me to go after me with the bottle. You heard me tell him I was done answering questions. You heard him go in and continue to try to get me to answer questions and get me excited. When I stood up and faced him and said no, you heard him tase and mace me. Then the recording goes on. The next edit in there was Glenn and the other officer discussing that I should be going to the hospital. But I didn't go to the hospital. As a result of that, I was taken to the hospital twice for seizures. And while I was in there, the first morning I was in there when I was supposed to go to court, they tried to make me talk to them. And I told the guard that I was beaten because I exercised my right to remain silent. And that's on the recording at the jail. And the guard said, well, just for that, you can stay here for another day. That's on the recording at the jail. I want to press charges for being held in there without charges. That's kidnapping. I want to press charges.
I don't think that applies because.
I don't care. I was being withheld in there for an additional day for observing my right to remain silent.
There's no crime there.
I don't care.
Okay.
If you don't want to press charges, I don't expect you to. I know you're not going to.
Yeah.
Your job here is to protect yourselves. I'm just making a statement.
Sure.
Okay. Now, the second thing I have here let's see, let me go ahead here a little bit. Oh, man. Okay, go ahead a little bit.
When Mike Mason and problems getting them from, I supplied his office with.
God damn it.
Yeah, take your time. It's fine.
An investigative reporter from. When Mike made, he had no problems getting to talk to him until he got the Attorney General want to talk to General's office involved. My first public defender was, I supplied his office with my complaint, his refusal to get the unedited file. He immediately released a couple hundred pages of withheld by arrest. I have a recording of my edited audio files of my arrest to defend me with. I was refused another public defender. Given a charging document resulting in my inability to get another lawyer, people on the internet who were willing to cover all my legal. Do you think there is anything out of the ordinary, or is this standard operating procedures during prosecutions?
All right,
Called
here.
the main number and requested to press charges against whoever edited the audio files that were submitted to me through the public defender's office to defend myself with. Nobody ever contacted me back. What was the outcome of that investigation?
So who did you make that complaint to?
Main number here.
The what?
Main number here.
Did you talk to a trooper or? Okay, so I'm not aware of that complaint ever being made, because if it didn't go to a trooper, then a case wouldn't be generated.
No, it wasn't a complaint. It was a request to press charges,
Okay.
and
On
nothing ever came.
the three edited files, right?
Right.
That's
Right.
what you're going to email me.
Right.
When you get home sometime. Okay.
Okay.
I would be willing to give up some health care to be able to afford to FOIA Brian Glenn's personnel report to be able to show the world that he didn't just walk away without consequences for what he did to me. Would I be wasting my money?
So the question is about Brian Glenn's personnel records and how to get those. Is that your question?
If it's going to cost me money.
I'm sure it would. I don't even know if you could get them because personnel records are kind of confidential. So I don't know how you would get those, to be honest with you. I mean, you can make the request, but I'm sure it'd get denied.
Okay. Is there any way that I can find if anything was done to him for what happened to me?
I don't believe you will be able to find that out because those are personnel matters.
Okay, let's see. I think let's see.
During my arrest, 4 of the 5 vehicles involved did not have video cameras, even though operating procedures require that all vehicles involved in traffic stops be equipped with video. That's 80% of the vehicles just involved in a traffic stop. At this moment, how many of your vehicles are out on patrol on the road that do not have cameras?
At this moment,
Yeah.
we own 4 vehicles that do not have cameras.
And they're on the road.
Well, yes and no. There are spare vehicles, so they're not continually on the road, but they can be on the road from time to time when somebody's normal car is getting, say, repairs done or is out of service and they need to use an additional car. they could have a car without a camera on the road.
So
That's
these
here in-
their vehicles don't have cameras on them.
Correct. And so, I want to clarify that for you too. So that's in our area. There are vehicles across the state, western Alaska, southeast Alaska, they do not have cameras in them at all, that are on the road patrolling actively. And I can't tell you the situation in Palmer, and I don't know Fairbanks' situation. I can only speak to the vehicles here, but I do know western Alaska and southeast Alaska don't have cameras either.
Well, I'm not concerned about there. So these vehicles here, since your operating procedures require you to have cameras on vehicles on traffic stops, why is it that these vehicles that are sitting here in your parking lot now are not in the shop having cameras installed in them?
Well, it's not in our operating procedures that vehicles mandatorily have cameras. That is not in there.
So, well, in your operating
In
procedures.
our operating procedures, does it nowhere necessitate that each car have a camera in it? That is not in there.
Okay, well, I'll send that to you.
Yeah, please do.
I certainly will.
That is not in
Because
there.
that
No.
is in there.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see, is that, I think there's one more here.
During the year and a half that this case was stretched out to enforce as much suffering on me as possible in order to get me to plead guilty, I was refused state aid medical care and assistance. During that time, the results of my beating and brain damage has worsened to a point that I'm no longer able to reapply. Would you be willing to ask your troopers if somebody could come by on their day off and help me fill out those papers to get some assistance, just in case one of them would like to show that the troopers do care about me?
So you want some assistance help with some getting paperwork filled out?
Yeah.
What kind of paperwork is it?
It's for state aid, for medical care, for housing assistance, for medical bills.
So I can get probably in touch with a state agency that can help you with those. I don't know if the troopers are the best one to help you fill those out, but I can have an agency get in contact with you to assist you with that stuff, if you would like.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Okay.
And I also I need to get some shells and a small wall taken out so I can get around my house with a walker. And it only takes like an electric drill with a screwdriver bit in about 30 minutes. If somebody didn't got some spare time, that would help a lot too.
Okay. I can ask if there's a volunteer that would be willing to go to your house and assist you, for sure.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah. The paperwork that you need filling out assistance with, what kind of paperwork is that again?
It's an application for several kinds of assistance. There's some like state welfare, there's
I think it's called
public
public assistance.
assistance, there's I think, is a telephone thing in there? Heating assistance,
Okay.
Food stamps.
food stamps, stuff like that.
So I'm gonna just be upfront with you. I'll call. It's called Adult Protective Services, but they can help adults and people who are elderly or have disabilities with doing this kind of stuff. So they're not there to take you in protective custody, but they can help you with this sort of stuff. So
Okay.
that's who I'm gonna call.
Okay.
Yeah, now we got a rep that works for the state that does that. Yeah.
All righty.
Okay. And in the meantime, you're gonna send me the 3 files,
All right.
okay? And then you're also gonna send me the OPM that states that all of our patrol vehicles have to have video cameras.
Right.
Okay.
And let's see, there's one photo here.
You know your flashlight's on, just in case you don't know.
What the hell is that now?
I just don't want it to drain your battery.
I don't know if I have a flashlight.
Is that Android or Apple?
It's an Android, it's not the camera.
I think it went off.
Oh,
Whatever you did,
okay.
fixed it.
Photos.
But you're aware your criminal case got dismissed, right?
Yep.
Okay. And
And without that,
you're aware of why that got dismissed, or?
yeah, because couldn't prove the case.
Well, no, that's not why it got dismissed, but sure. It got
Like me.
dismissed because Trooper Glenn no longer works for our department.
Yeah, that was convenient.
Yeah.
Who's that?
How recent is that picture? Is it super recent, or is it?
Let's see, that was in the last few weeks, maybe?
Is it in the last couple of weeks? That's Trooper Bowen.
Bowen, huh?
Bowen.
Okay. And wife of
That's Trooper
Hughes?
Tennis.
Tennis?
Yeah. He's playing
Uh,
Subway, I'm guessing.
They're real interested in me in the restaurant that day.
Oh, were they?
Yeah. It's just the first part there.
Oh yeah, he's sitting back there in the background.
And I'm pretty sure that he's the one that came to my door.
Who's that? Trooper
Tennis.
Bowen? Oh,
Or
Tennis.
bonus.
Bowen or Tennis?
The one that I just showed you his picture.
Yeah, how long ago was that? Because he's a new trooper with us. He's literally on field training right now. That's what.
How long?
8 weeks.
Got anybody that looks like him?
Huh?
Got anybody that looks like him?
Not that I can say of. Yeah.
From about 30, 40 feet away?
I mean, some people claim we all kind of look alike from that distance, so, you know, because we all have short haircut. If you don't have facial hair to make yourself distinguishable, and your hair colors are roughly the same size, same color, I mean, we could all kind of look alike, man.
Well, when PNP News took my video and put it up there on YouTube,
P&P?
PNP News
Okay.
ran my video first. They're the ones that got the phone shut down for 6 weeks
Got whose phone shut down?
here.
Oh.
I know 4 weeks into it, I tried to call here one day for 4 days of busy, 4 hours of busy signals, and they answered with, "Is this about Bodell?" So when they ran my story on there, there was 2 things that came of that. The first one is that somebody named Bob Vince, whose account started the day before he made the post and hadn't made any posts since, went on there and said that he was a personal friend of Brian Glenn's, and that Brian Glenn told him that I had pulled a knife out and attacked him with it, and that he had told him this and that he was a personal friend of his. He said that he was a personal friend of his twice. Now, this was made at least several weeks before anything was released to even the lawyers. And it was his car. And I don't believe you even knew the knife was missing until I brought it up, did you?
Yeah, I went to the car and found my wife's knife.
Yeah, it was
All right.
right on the seat.
Yeah, it goes underneath the seat.
Okay.
Yeah.
It festered up a little bit, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't know about it
Yeah.
because I called you about it and I asked you about it. Okay.
It was an after the fact.
Yeah.
So, so there was evidence that Brian Glenn was discussing this with his buddies there.
Okay.
Okay. And as a result of that, I got several death threats. And somebody came to my door who looked a whole lot like that guy in that picture.
Okay.
It was late at night. It was winter. He had a coat, a hoodie, COVID mask,
Dressed in a trooper uniform?
No.
Or no? Oh, no.
civilian clothes, but he had white sidewalls, clean shaven, and he told me, he says, you need to take that video down off the internet or you're not going to make it to court alive. And he opened his coat and he looked down, he showed me a gun, which is in a nice shiny pistol belt, lots of little goodies on it. That's not the kind of belt that a civilian has.
And I take it, you have that on, because I know you had video on your porch because you sent us some.
Yeah.
Was that on video or no?
No, that is why I got the video.
Okay.
All right. Speaking of video on the porch, now, you saw the video from Glenn's car when he stopped him?
When he what?
What?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Did he go
I
up?
assume, well, was that the red?
Red truck.
The red truck?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yes, I did see that.
Did Brian Glenn go around and look at the front of that truck?
Did he?
Yeah.
No.
Did he ask him about where he had been?
Nah, it's been so long, I can't remember.
Can I refresh you?
You can tell me, but that doesn't mean it's going to refresh me.
Well, if you go back and look, he asked him what he was doing in my house.
Okay.
You know, asking about the accident.
I don't remember asking him about being at your house.
Mm-hmm. And
I don't think he did know your name.
if you look in that video of mine, when he stopped him, he stopped. Glenn turned off his flashers, which turns off the cameras, so if there was video, he had to turn it on manually. Am I correct?
Say that again.
In the video, he turned off the flashers,
You're talking about his
overhead lights.
Yeah.
Okay, so you say there was video, so that means he turned it on manually, correct?
I think they would have been turned on when he stopped him with the lights.
Right,
Yeah.
but when those lights go off, the cameras go off.
No, that's not correct.
The only other way for them to be on if they're turned on manually, is that correct?
Turn what on?
The cameras.
So the cameras come on. Now, there's multiple ways the cameras get turned on. Lights are one. You can turn it on manually. You can turn it on remotely, and a couple others. So
Okay.
the camera does not turn off when you turn your lights off. So that does not happen.
Okay.
You have to manually turn the camera off.
Okay. All right, I guess that's it. Thank you very much. You know, when I was a kid, my mother was kind of pretty much a piece of crap.
Okay. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
We all are we're dealt with, you know.
Well, that's a good thing. The neighbors kept milking diapers, and there's about a block down the street was a whole trailer park from grandmas and grandpas, and just the other side of that was a bar that kept milk and gave me free hot dogs. And, yeah, and town cop there was pretty cool. Yeah, he'd find me out wandering around the streets late at night with diapers, you know, and he'd take me to the neighbor's house.
Sure.
And I got a little bit older, and I'd get in trouble and shit. Well, he'd take me down to the end of the island there in the beach, take me back in the woods, and take off his belt and beat my ass.
Right.
I deserved it. He doesn't have to see the kids, you know. He usually got a worse beating than the parents gave, but the parents didn't know about it.
Right.
You know, we had a lot of respect for him. And a few years later, you know, he made a big impression on me. A few years later, when I was about 12, I bought an old boat and I anchored it out in the bay in a little dinghy, and I started living on it. So he comes out there one day and blew his horn. I said, "You're living on a boat full time now?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, as long as you're on the boat here by dark, stay out of trouble," he says, "I think you're better off here than you are in an orphanage." So, okay.
Right.
And he'd come down every once in a while on Sundays and take me up to his house for dinner, and he'd go to school and teacher's night and make sure I was doing my homework. And years later, when I was living down in South America, back when the drug cartels were getting in, starting to get a hold down there. I was at the home of a cop down there, eating dinner at his house. The cartel showed up because they hadn't been there to talk to him a few days before, that they want him to go to work for them.
Right.
And in fact, he was telling me about it when they came back for his answer. And he wasn't going to do it. So they were going to kill him. Well, all his family ended up dying. He was shot pretty bad. And between him and I, we held him off for about 16 hours until the military came. And there was, I think, just shy of 30 of them dead. I never regretted that. After what Brian Glenn did to me, I'd turn my back on you guys every day now.
Right. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
That's what Brian Glenn did.
Sure.
And there's a lot of people on the internet that feel the same way because of what he did. You know, the worst thing in the world for a good cop is a bad cop.
I get it. You know, every profession in this entire country has good apples and bad apples. Priests, firemen, cops, politicians, you name it. School teachers. They're not all good. They're not all good, man. I know that. You know that.
Well, I mean, that's just
And
part of the thing. I mean, you need to maintain the Discovery Channel image. You know, it's pretty obvious that, Lakeisha Lee didn't just call the main lumber. She had a reason for calling you, you know.
I get it.
That's how things work.
When we find our bad apples, we deal with our bad apples, but not always do we find them
Yeah, well,
in quick enough, you know? If you've been watching the note.
well, you know, if my stuff hadn't been on the internet their way, you know, you wouldn't need somebody to sacrifice, you know, so you see if I'm buying.
But you know, you've been down here, we've got 2 troopers that we've arrested and hauled to jail
Yeah.
in the last few years. So when we find our bad apples, we deal with them. Sometimes it takes a little
Yeah,
longer.
actually, I think Keena is the one that made the arrest there. Yeah.
But,
So,
we're not.
yeah, I think Anchorage is the one that arrested the other one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, yeah, but from his acts that he had done down here and carried up to Anchorage, yes.
Yeah.
So, but the other one we hauled to jail right out of this office. So,
Which one was that?
Strahan.
The child molester over in Kenai?
Yes.
Yeah. But they caught him.
No, we caught him because we arrested him, and it's our investigation.
According to the newspaper, it was Kenai that got him.
Yeah. I don't know how that. If we're talking about the same thing, yeah.
They might have got the information wrong too.
Yeah. But
Well, you know how the newspapers are. They never wanted to print the truth about my story either.
anyhow, I'm just. None of us are perfect. None of our professions are perfect. We do the best that we can.
Well, yeah, it just would have been nice to know that, you know, I'm just not dying for nothing, but, yeah, it's just how life is.
You need my email address, Robert? Because I'll give you my card with my email.
The people on the internet have your email address, your personal phone number, all of that shit.
Okay, you're gonna email me. I just want to make sure you have my
Yeah,
contact
yeah.
information so you can get those files to me.
Yeah, well, I have your email address in my email, so
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Anything else?
that's it.
Okay, all right. Well, it's nice meeting you in person.
Okay.
I'll make sure you get that door for you. Sometimes it's kind of tough. It's got a heavy spring on it. Right there. There you go.
Buttons don't work anymore.
Okay.
That one don't. This one might.
Well, that's good to know. Let me check this one.
Yeah, that one.
Well, that's good to know. Yeah.
Longer than I expected.
Yeah, I didn't really expect it to be that long either.
45 minutes. You had to do some improvising, though.
Yeah. I expect to be mostly yes or no.
We'll give you a little bit more information than I expected.
Yeah.
We couldn't give you all the details of certain procedures.
Oh, I didn't expect that.
Yeah, but he was definitely informative about why your case was down. And I figured.
He was also real informative about what they're not going to do either.
Yep. Well, you should still.
Let's see. I
Oh, sorry. You should
Here.
still probably do that request you were going to do for your papers. You
Yeah,
know-
oh yeah.
You know it'll get turned down, but you should still do it. Heck, Mason probably already did, and they already refused his, probably.
Damn, that thing might have shut off.
I don't know.
But these other ones didn't.
This one's still on. It might have switched to camera for all I know.
That don't matter.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm just looking at the ceiling anyway.
Alright. So.
Okay, anywhere you gotta go?
Alright.
Now, now we got a little sweet deal here. I have a discussion between Joseph Miller, who is Brian Glenn's training officer. You know, right out of school, they put him in with a training officer. And that was Joseph Miller. So Brian is talking to Joseph Miller, and he says, well, I guess we have to send him to the hospital, because the ambulance had told them they needed to get me to the hospital because I was hurt pretty bad. And they told him they thought I had back injuries or neck injuries. So Brian Glenn talked to Joseph Miller, and this is how the conversation went. Now, this was at the very end of what they gave me of the audio recording. The audio recording stopped with this conversation. The end of this recording is where Brian Glenn turned off his recording device. Now, if you remember in recording Michael Zweifel, we mentioned that there was the cars that they had there at the station had 4 cars that didn't have any cameras in them. Well, the same in that Brian Glenn had one of those because his car was broke down. Well, it's that system that they have in there. If they got audio, they have cameras. So, you know, that was a lie. Alright, so now we got Joseph Miller and Brian Glenn discussing whether to send me to the hospital. They didn't, and you're going to see here that Brian Glenn knows that he has to. You ain't going to believe what his training officer says, and Brian Glenn still doesn't send me to the hospital.
Do they have the ability to... No, I gotta take him down to the hospital, get him out of the clear, huh?
No,
No.
not necessarily.
Right.
What's wrong with it? Got a little freaking nosebleed? Who gives a shit?
Well, I
medically clear him here.
Okay, cool. I was just wondering, because like when the one with the Lana out and the Sterling.
Okay, so that all that there was searchable with Google. Some of these background check apps, you know, you can get them with well, heck, I mean, you don't even need them. What this stuff here is just searchable with Google. I mean, www.robertbodell.com. I mean, you can sit there. 2/3 of the way down the home page is linked to all the legal files, and that's what Benjamin Glenn wanted to cover up, was all those files there. Why Brian got fired from Alaska State Troopers, and then he went to Tennessee State Troopers. He got fired down there. Both Alaska and Tennessee, he was fired within the first 30 days. Then he went to, I forget what it is. There's some little dinky-ass town out there in Tennessee. Some little two-mule town. Brian went there, and he oh man, my head's not working right. Oh yeah, he went there, and if you go up on Facebook, search up on Facebook for him, you'll see that he was getting out there on the interstate there and getting people at 1, 2, 3 mile an hour over the speed limit. And I'm sure that he was instigating violence like he did with me. Because as soon as I tried to stop answering questions, he tried to beat it out of me. And guess what? I've already been dead once. I'd love it. I'm ready for it any time. But yeah, Brian and Benny, that tells you right there what the city does. Nobody does any background checks. Chief police, I mean, damn, he's a cop. He ought to be able to do a background check on somebody. He ought to be able to use Google. You know, maybe not. Probably not. So that's what kind of town you got there in Kotzebue. He's had, this is his 4th job as a cop, and in 3 years. 4 times in 3 years he was a cop. Now I notice he's staying here longer than any of the others, so the chief's probably letting him beat up on anybody he wants to now. But you know, if he was going to be rehabilitated, getting fired that first time, he'd have been a model boy down there in the Tennessee State Troopers. But he got fired there too. So he finally ended up back here. Old Benny Buttplug, he ever since he was turned 18, why, he's been following Brian around, being a security guard. Brian and Benny was both security guards at one time. And Benny had a good with the Alaska State Troopers. Yep, or not the troopers, but at the prison up there in Alaska, he made him good money. He quit there to follow Brian down to Tennessee. He was smart enough that when Brian went down to that little one-horse town down there, after he got fired from the Tennessee State Troopers, at least Benny kept his security guard job there. Oh yeah, these two who are losers, they like beating people.